Welcome back to Don's Life. Welcome to the channel. Thanks for joining today. I'm just out and about with Mrs. Don's Life. We have a repair to make on the AT4. Now, it's something that I could probably do myself, but we're going to leave this one to the pros. Let's go. All right, I just finished dropping off Mrs. Don's Life back at home. I am going to an appointment to get something fixed on my AT4. Now, as I mentioned in the intro, we had to fix something definitely before it gets worse. I'm looking at it right now. Now, I'm almost out of warranty. I have a 3-year warranty on, just the regular bumper-to-bumper stuff, and that is coming due this February, and right now it's near the end of November, just before American Thanksgiving, and I need to drop my truck off or take it in to get something fixed that's not under warranty. Probably already guessed it already. I'm not sure what thumbnail I'm going to use, but yes, it is a rock chip right here. Kind of looks like a mosquito on camera. So that rock chip could be problematic if we don't get it dealt with right away, because we are experiencing sub-zero temperatures. And as the defrost works on the windshield and heats it up, that will definitely turn into a much larger crack. And then at some point we just have to replace the windshield. So because I actually have a glass policy for coverage through insurance on this windshield, I get a few fixes like this for free. And then if I have to get the windshield replaced at some point, then I just pay a small deductible and they replace the windshield. My premiums are a little higher for the policy, but nevertheless, we have it. So I said, you know what, instead of doing this at home with one of these, $15, $20 kits you can pick up, maybe they're more now, it's been a while since I've done one. I'm going to go see Carson, who used to be a neighbor of mine, and he's gonna help me out and he's gonna fix this professionally, and we're gonna watch it get done. I thought this video could be good just for us to see how a professional would repair a rock chip. I know many of you that are watching, it's probably not foreign to you and might not be that interesting, but to some of us it is, including myself. So I want to see what the latest and greatest in rock chip repair for windshields is, and I think we're going to see that today. One thing I'm thinking about as I drive to my appointment is the lack of snow that we have right now. I mean, look at that. It is the end of November and we don't have snow. We had snow. It came in early October and it stuck around for a couple weeks, but since then it's all melted. We've had some really favorable weather here in Canada, in the prairies, which is kind of the coldest region, or at least known for that. So I'll take it. I'm grateful. It's allowed me to drive the C8 more, which is awesome. And if you are wondering about the C8 and what we're going to do over the winter, yes, I'll drive it in the winter, but it might not be exactly what you think. I'm not going to go out there when it's slushy and gross. I'm going to take the C8 out with a livery that I'm working on. I think you'll like the theme that we're going for, so stay tuned for that. But I'm going to drive the AT4 full-time for the winter, but on nice days when the roads are cleared, and for the areas that I drive, we don't use salt, so I don't have to worry about salt getting into the components. I'm going to drive it to, keep the engine getting used, and, that's better for it than just sitting. But don't worry, the whole thing's paint protection filmed. We have vinyl that we're installing for the livery. It's going to have a lot of body protection. I'm not too worried, and I think you guys will enjoy watching some of that content. At least that's the hope. But we're almost to the place now for the appointment, so let's get after it. We are here at GlassMasters. All right, Carson, you're gonna have to educate us today.
Yeah, these are the two different kits.
Okay, so
this is just like a basic repair. But
that's
kit.
a basic repair kit that a professional would have.
Yeah.
In an establishment like this.
Yeah. And so it kind of just suctions onto the glass, tighten that down, and then you just push this through.
Right.
And it just kind of forces the resin in.
Yeah.
And then uses kind of the gaps in the chip to release
the
the air.
Yeah, okay.
This is the fancy kit, Vanish kit. So this is your bridge. I don't know what they actually call this, but this will go in here and onto the glass.
Yeah.
And then this is able to, you can use these grooves and you can actually pull a vacuum on the chip, so you can suck the air out of it essentially.
Okay.
And then you can pressurize it and push the resin in, end up with a little bit of a nicer finish.
So you're going to use this one for me?
We're going to use this one, yeah.
Okay, I like that. Okay, what do I have to do?
Nothing.
Just watch?
I'm gonna go grab a little step stool.
Sure, yeah, I have a pretty tall truck. It's not really that tall, but compared to my wife, it's pretty tall. Okay, so let's watch Carson do his work, and we'll see how much of this we can see when we're done. We should be able to see a little bit, he says. Are these different resins? Like, are these all the same thing, or?
This is a high viscosity, so they use that when it is nice out, like summertime. And then you have a low, so it's really up to temperature.
Okay.
So this one is for, at or below 65 degrees. And then there is a medium, but we find we don't use it, so we don't stock it. Okay. And then this is crack repair, so it's even more runny than the low viscosity. And that's
so you're telling me like a crack that runs across, that'll help?
Yeah, like 3-4 inches.
3-4 inches?
You can't go all the way across, and
okay.
You'd still see the crack with this. It would prevent it from running all the way across. To get started, first thing I do is I grab this and I kind of pick away all the extra glass that's sitting in there. Not much, but and then some of them you can drill with a Dremel and just drill out the impact point. There's no bit in there, but
same idea.
This one has a pretty big impact point, so you can skip that part of it. Grab this with some suction cup lube. Throw a generous amount on there. Hop up here, position this so it's centered and I have my right way. And grab this guy, and it's got a groove there that lines up with a pin inside. Just make sure we're right on it. This quarter turn. Make sure we're still good. Just like to look through the inside too.
Do they pay for your company phone since you have to use it as a flashlight?
I wish. There we go. We'll use low on this one. So you take your high viscosity, give it a couple drops on the O-rings there, rub that around, and then we're going to use the low viscosity for this one. Amount of drops kind of depends on the chip size, but we're going to go for 6, 3, 4, 5, 6, we'll do 7. Pop this in there. And this is a pressure release up here, so it lets the air out. So you push it all the way down, release that, and then you pull up, and it's pulling a vacuum right now. And then there should be a little groove there. And then we'll leave it sit like that for 2 minutes.
Okay.
This has sat for 2 minutes, so we're going to release the pressure. Twist and pressurize the chamber there so it gets harder to push as you go down. I like to use the second notch, and I'll let that sit for 2 minutes like that.
You're gonna show us a trick?
A trick, yeah. So when it's on this pressure cycle here, I like to hop inside and just take a lighter. You can use a heat gun too. Just give it a little bit of heat. I don't know the science behind it, but it expands the crack a little bit and resin soaks in. And then as it cools, it'll tighten up and hopefully be even less visible. So it's getting there, but you'll still see that kind of main impact right in the center. Okay, then we will release the pressure again and then go back to another vacuum cycle one more time. And there we go, and then we'll wait another 2 minutes.
So while we wait another 2 minutes, let me explain how we got this rock chip in the first place. It's partially my fault, but it's also partially Mrs. Donslife's fault, because when we picked up the C8 in Edmonton, she was traveling with me, but I was driving the C8 back. She was driving the AT4, and my C8 threw a rock and hit the window right there. She immediately phoned me and explained that none of it was her fault, but she also was following me. Was she too close? I don't know, we might have to do a forensic analysis and figure out the trajectory of the rock. to hit that height. But either way, that's how it happened. So it was all in the family on this one.
One more release, and then back to pressure again. Go all the way to that last one this time.
Can you over pressurize it?
Probably. With the other kit you can, but with this, it's got those notches.
Right.
So it doesn't let you go all the way down. Because this will still come all the way down.
Right.
If
it has the ability.
Those grooves there.
But with that chip, you just don't need more pressure than what you're applying.
Yeah, you shouldn't, because it gets quite hard to actually push this down if you're trying to go any further. And we'll switch over to armed. And while it's still pressurized, we'll turn on the UV cure light, which that'll run for 15 seconds and then auto shut off.
And that just acts as a hardener?
Yeah. Release the pressure and pull this all the way out.
And you clean all of this really well so the next guy doesn't get mad at you, right?
Exactly, yeah. Because the resin will cure on its own onto that, and then it all gets jammed up.
Yeah, I've worked in enough shops with shared tools to know, don't be that guy.
Grab our high viscosity one more time. I'll take out this middle section here. Take a little clear plastic tab, drop a bit of resin just above it, and then put the plastic over it to hold it in place there. And we'll cure it one more time.
So this is the good stuff, eh?
That's the no, I don't like that stuff.
No?
This stuff is what our warehouse uses. It's all streaky. This is what we use. It does have ammonia in it though, so you're not supposed to use it on tipped. But it does a great job. Flick this back to safe so that that light can't come on. And just pull our plastic off. And this is hard and not liquidy anymore.
Good.
Brand new blade.
Yes.
It makes a terrible noise, but you just give a bunch of back and forths until that resin is gone, that extra.
I just gotta clean it, right?
Just clean it, yeah, and we'll put some pit gloss on it to make that impact point a little less dull. We'll gloss it up a little bit. So that little bit of residue off the inside from the lighter. Last step is some pit gloss, which will kind of just shine out that little bit of exposed resin there.
So even though you filled it multiple times, we'll still see a bit of it, which is fine, but now it should not spread, and that's the main purpose, right?
Yeah, you'll still see it. Some chips fill better than others, kind of just the nature of repairing chips.
It could have been worse, but then it's more dramatic once you fill it. But
Yeah.
it was a pretty mild chip to begin with.
Yep, exactly. And yeah, shouldn't have to worry about any crop. There is still resin inside of it.
Okay, well, we got the resin in, so we're good. Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
Well, that's taken care of. At least we know it's not going to get any worse. Yes, you can still see it. I'd say it's 30-40% better, so not invisible by any means, but sometimes that's just the way it goes. At least we'll have the confidence of knowing, or the peace of mind of knowing, that it's not going to continue to crack all the way across and be in my sight lines or anything like that. At the end of the day, this is just a rock chip, nothing more, nothing less. But I hope it was informative. So if you like today's video, hit that like button. Please consider subscribing. We'll talk to you next time.